from CSC department. My roll number is 21BQ1A0501. Today we are going to discuss about data security. Data security. Data security means protection of digital information from unauthorized access. A data can be easily hacked by unauthorized access. To save the important data from the unauthorized access, we must secure our data. So the data security concept gives about the security of our data from unauthorized access. Overview. Definition of data security, life cycle, needs, benefits, difference between the data security and cyber security, types of data security and their strategies. Let us discuss each and every concept. What is data security? Data security is a practice of protecting digital information from unauthorized access, corruption, or theft throughout its life cycle. A data throughout its life cycle can be easily hacked and can be theft from unauthorized access easily. To save the data from the unauthorized access, we must secure data with different techniques and different keys that can be secured from the unauthorized access. Data security means the practice of protecting digital information. How it will be protected, we'll see in other PPTs. Data security life cycle. The data security life cycle consists of capture, store, analyze, use, publish, archive, purge. First, we capture the information and store it in the memory and then analyze the data and use the data in what the way we are using and publish where we want to publish the data, archive and purge. We must delete the data after uses of it, after completion of its uses. So the data security life cycle consists of these, and it is a circular life cycle, that is it turn over and over. Why data security is needed? Organizations are legally obligated to protect customer and user data from being lost or stolen and ending up in wrong hands. The the organizations must protect the customer and user data. That is, if they cannot protect the user data, they end up in a wrong hands and their reputation of the company or organization will be ended in wrong way. So the organizations are legally obligated to protect customer and user data from being lost or stolen. A high profile hack or loss of data can result in customers losing trust in an organization and taking their business to a competitor. This also runs the risk of serious financial losses along with fines, legal payments, and damage repair in case of sensitive data is lost. It is why data security is needed. Data security is needed to protect us from the financial crisis, fines, legal payments, and damage repairs in case of sensitive data. That is, for example, bank details and army related informations are very secure, are needed to provide security more. So if the leakage of small data from these will affect a huge loss to the country and the organizations of banks or anything or connections. A high profile hack or loss of data can result in customer losing trust in an organization. The customer will lose the trust in an organization and taking their business to a competitor. That is, they'll move to the some other organizations and some other business, and it will lead to a competition and it results in a financial loss of the customer. That is why the data security is very much needed. Data security consists of prevention, software, backup, user, solution, mechanism, technology, data, database, hardware. All these are interconnected with the data security. Benefits of data security. The benefits of the data security are it keeps our information safe, helps keep our reputation clean. That is, the organization's reputation or the company's reputation will be clean if the data is secured by them of the customers. Gives us a competitive edge. That is, if the organization has a has a clean reputation, its competition edge will be also in a high profile. Saves on support and development costs. The development cost will be reduced and support from the different customers will be increased. Saves the support and development cost. The backup data. Make regular backups of files and store backup copies off-site. We need to keep the data secure. We must follow some rules. Those are backup data. Make regular backup of files and store backup copies off-site. That is, we need to keep our regular backups of files. Access control. Allow only authorized staff into certain computer areas. That is, handprints, finger locks. Those are very much needed to control to access by the authorized access. It cannot accept the unauthorized access. So face prints, finger locks, and these are very much needed. Anti-malware. Protect your data against viruses by running antivirus softwares. We must keep the antivirus in our computers or organization related works. Lock devices. Always log off or turn terminals off and if possible lock them. We must log all the terminals before closing anything, and if possible we must lock them. Password security. Use a system of passwords so that access to data is restricted. We must use the password security to save the data from unauthorized access. Protect data. Avoid accidental deletion of files by protecting disks. We must protect our disks in order to avoid accidental deletion of files. Data encryption. Use data encryption techniques to code data so that it makes no apparent sense. We must use the data encryption techniques to code data. We must use some keys or codes to secure our data, that is to secure our information. Store data safely. Safe storage of important files stored on removable disk, that is locked away in a file-proof and waterproof safe. We must use some important documents and legal informations in a file-proof and a waterproof, fireproof and waterproof resistant related locks. These are the important techniques to secure our data in a safe way. And the benefits of the data security are these. Cyber security versus data security, that is information security. Differences between the data security and cyber security. Data security. Data security is concerned with the protection of data from accidental or purposeful revisions that are also unauthorized. It is concerned with the protection of data from unauthorized access. Cyber security. Cyber security involves data security, but it also describes the way an organization provides its digital networks, programs, device systems, servers, and other online assets. Cybersecurity deals with the data security, that is, it consists of protection its digital networks. In data security part, one of the part is cybersecurity. Data security only protects digital and analog forms of information. Cybersecurity protects anything in the cyberspace from data to technologies. It, it protects the information that related to cyberspace. Data security provides data from any threatening scenario. It protects the data from any threatening scenario. Cybersecurity aims to prevent cyber attacks. Data security provides data resources over data threats. Cybersecurity consulting focuses dealing with advanced persistent cyber threats productively. It mainly focuses on cyber threats and cyber related. Data security deals with unauthorized access, modification, disruption, and any threat against data integrity. Cybersecurity addresses cybercrimes, cyber frauds, and legal implications. These are the differences between the data security and cybersecurity. Types of data security. Encryption. File and data encryption solutions serve as a final line of defense for sensitive volumes by obscuring their contents through encryption or tokenization. Most solutions also include security key management capabilities. The encryption consists of some different codes to protect the data. The encryption is a type of data security. Data erasure. More secure than standard data wiping, data erasures uses software to completely overwrite data on any storage device. It verifies that the data is unrecoverable. If the data usage is completed, we must use the data erasure. More secure than standard data wiping. Data erasure is more useful. Data masking. By data masking, organizations can allow teams to develop applications or train people using real data. Data masking allows the teams to develop applications using real data. That is the main data. Resiliency. Resiliency is determined by how well an organization endures or recovers from any type of failure, from hardware problems to power shortages and other events that affects data availability. It helps to recover any type of failure, that is from hardware to software or power to any other effects of data. It is determined how well an organization endures. Means the organization must take the responsibility to provide the data security. So this resiliency gives the information about how well an organization recovers from a failure. Data security strategies. Physical security of servers and user devices. Regardless of whether your data is stored on premises, incorporate a data center, or in the public cloud, you need to ensure that facilities are secured against intruders and have adequate fire suppression measures and climate controls in place. That is, we must provide a physical security of servers and user devices. We must secure them in a physical manner also. That is, we must store them in a data center or public cloud, and you need to ensure that against intruders, that is against hackers or data thefts, and have adequate fire suppression measures and control and climate controls in place. We must check the climate controls and fire suppression measures also to protect the data in a physical manner. Access management and controls. The principle of least privilege access should be followed throughout your entire IT environment. This means granting database, network, and administrative account access to as few people as possible, and only those who absolutely need it to get their jobs done. We must access the management and controls. We must give only controls to some of the persons and some of the management. That is, the people who will get benefits and who are in a real need to get the access were only given. That is, administrative account access to few people. We must give the administrative account access to only some of the people, and database granting networks, and these must be given to only those who are eligible to access, and only those who are absolutely needed to get their jobs done. We must provide the access and control those to those who are really needed to get their jobs done. Network and endpoint security monitoring and controls. Implementing comprehensive suite of threat management, detection and response tools and platforms across your on-premises environment and cloud platforms can mitigate risk and reduce the probability of a breach. We need to check the networks and endpoint security monitoring and controls. We must check the endpoint security, not the start point. It must be The security must be from the start to end. We must check the network and the endpoint security and monitoring and their controls. Implementing comprehensive suite of threat management. We must manage the threats and detection and response tools of platforms. We must have the response tools, and the detection of the problems is the main important thing in the data security. These are the data security and application security and patching. All softwares should be updated to the latest version as soon as possible after the patches or new versions are released. Uh, in general, all the applications, all the softwares are generally updated. We must access to the new versions of them. We must update them as soon as possible to get the new versions and the store, and to secure the data. The new versions have more security purposes and we must update to them. Backups. Maintaining usable, thoroughly tested backup copies of all critical data is a core component of any robust data security strategies. We must have the backups. The backup is the main important strategy in the data security. We must have the frequent backup of our data and files. Maintaining usable, thoroughly tested backup copies of all critical data. The important and the critical data must have the tested backup copies in order to core component of any robust data security strategy. It is a robust security strategy. Employee education, training employees in the importance of good security practices and password hygiene and teaching them to recognize social engineering attacks transforms them into human firewall that can play a critical role in safeguarding your data. The employee education plays an important role in the data security strategies. Means we must educate the employees in order to keep their passwords strong, that is in the hygiene manner. Means giving a strong passwords to particular files or softwares that contains critical and important data. And we must educate them to recognize the social engineering attacks, the up, the upcoming and the latest social engineering attacks, and we must guide them to become as a human firewall that can play critical role in safeguarding our data. These are about the data security strategies. Thank you.